representing FCC, Antonio Sheldon. Our referee in charge of the action, Mr. Nick Clem.
Referee Mick Clement about to get this one underway. We just saw Tim Barnett crowned our new amateur lightweight champion. We're now going to find out who the #1 contender to his belt will be. Liam Dooley in the black, Antonio Sheldon in the grey with black trim. Oh, a huge counter shot there from Dooley. Took a big hook from Sheldon, blasted him right back. Yep. Sheldon, though, jumping on the takedown there, Josh.
He is driving forward well into the fence. A lot of aggression in the start of this fight. Pick up on that high single. Oh, straight onto the neck. Nice transition. And dragging his man down to try and take the back here.
Great job from Antonio Sheldon to put Dooley in a precarious position here in the early offing.
Very impressed with the wrestling combinations. More importantly, he looked like he had a sense of purpose. He knew exactly what he wanted to do in that transition. And he's earned himself some fantastic back control here with a long time left in this first round.
A lot of experience in both corners here, of course. Matt Thorpe of 12 gauge in the corner of Liam Dooley. And we see Carl Tanswell, Martin Stapleton and Carl Prince in the corner of Antonio Sheldon.
I mean, obviously, while this is going on, they're not slippery. He's going to have a great deal of control with those hooks. I like the way he's mixing in the ground and pound to try and break the grip and free up some opportunities for that submission. But doing everything right at the moment is Dooley, fighting that 2-on-1, keeping that grip safe.
He's got to be careful here. Sheldon just around the face at the moment. And he's punching over the armpit and under it. Really trying to keep Liam Dooley guessing with his strikes.
And you can see Dooley's 2-on-1 on that left arm. That's the arm that's going to be doing the choking, so that's his main concern. He kind of just has to tuck his head and eat the rest of the shots, to be honest, because if he lets go of that arm, you can bet the neck crank, the choke, the transition to the short choke, it's all going to come into play if that grip breaks. Of course, the catch is, whilst he's spending all this time worrying about defending the choke, he's not clearing the hooks and he's not escaping the position, and this ride time is really building up.
3 3-minute rounds in this #1 contenders fight. And as you say, Josh, this long period of back control, sporadic strikes really is going to be adding up on the judges' scorecard. And it'd take a miracle really for Dooley to come back and win this round now without getting the finish. Yeah,
Dooley's got to start trying to move the hips, straighten the leg, and I mean there's opportunities potentially for him to break one of these legs. You can see the left hook is a lot deeper than the right, but it's going to take some movement, and it's going to take perhaps putting himself in a little bit of danger to do that. Otherwise, he's just going to eat these shots, and the time is going to wear out in this first round.
And a steady stream of strikes from the back here from Antonio Sheldon. 5-2 as an amateur, looking to improve on that record here tonight. Final 10 seconds of the round as Sheldon desperately tries to tie this choke up. He's not going to have time. Opts instead to really put his mark on the scorecards with some more ground and pound.
I mean, you know, outside of a finish, that's a perfect example of just controlling the first round. I mean, okay, not the greatest amount of damage landed, but it's a good first round in the books. It's a good confidence builder, and it lets Liam Dooley know that, you know, if you end up on the ground, I'm going to out-wrestle you and probably put you in some bad spots.
Still Dooley looking fairly fresh in the corner, unperturbed by the shots that he took throughout the round. Still 6 minutes for him to turn this one around and come back with the victory. A packed house here in the Premier Suite of Bolton's Macron Stadium for FCC 13. Don't forget, we're back on October 17th for FCC 14. Some big fights lined up. Stay tuned to FCC social media for more news on the FCC 14 card coming your way in the coming weeks and months. It's going to be a big one, folks, but still so much more to come here tonight. And the first call of business is Liam Dooley and Antonio Sheldon, round 2. We are underway. Furious start, nice punches.
Yeah, both guys landing. And again, such a deep shot, and look at the turn on the corner. Got his head on the drive and really scrambled, but it's good work from Dooley initially.
Doggedly fighting back, but Sheldon able to pick off a single leg there.
Yeah, again, the wrestling transition's just too good for Dooley. Went for the double, drove through, took the single, and now immediately onto the back again. Let's see if he can sneak that other hook through.
Dooley able to get back to his feet and explode to a cloud of fists here again in the center of the cage.
Dooley's got to be aware of this shot. It's powerful, it's fast, the timing's good, and it's set up with strikes. He's got to do something to try and stop the forward progression of Sheldon.
Sheldon taking his man down just in front of his own corner.
Let's see what he can do with this side control here. Let's see if he looks to move to the back or the mount, or if he just aims for some good old ground and pound.
Of course, no elbows available here under unified amateur rules. Common tactic in the pro ranks to push off here with a forearm and lander, short chopping elbows. That'll be something that these two gentlemen can think about further down the line in their careers, but for now, they've got to work with what they've got.
So I guarantee what you're going to see here with someone like Carl Tanswell in the corner of Antonio Sheldon, you're going to see that left shoulder drive into the chin, that shoulder of justice really turn, and that head control. And right now, see his short shoulder shrugs. He's not really disconnecting at any point. He's keeping his right underhook really deep. His head control with the left arm is really good. And I've got to say, Liam Dooley is probably going nowhere here.
Not sure whether or not I should try and attempt to say short, sharp shoulder shrugs. Just about managed it there. Antonio Sheldon riding out this position here. Dooley really doing all that he can just to try and create a bit of space.
Well, interestingly, there is a bit of space there for him, but you see straight away trying to shut it down, checking the hip, making sure the movement's good. If he can get to the cage, he might have some more options.
Looks to walk off the cage, does Dooley, but ends up right back where he started.
I mean, he's trying to keep his elbows tucked in, which is good. It's keeping his frame in. But there's going to have to be some explosion and some attempts to get out of this. I mean, you can frame and turn away from your opponent to create a scramble that way. Obviously, there's risks associated with anything you do, but he's got to do something. That's the point. And there we go.
And now can Antonio Sheldon have another crack at finishing this fight? Looking to get underneath the throat. Time could be his biggest enemy though here, Josh.
Yeah, but again, it's good control. It's consistent control. It was good takedowns. I mean, it's another unquestionable round in the books for him.
Antonio Sheldon just racking up the points here against Liam Dooley. And Dooley looking slightly more frustrated, heading back to his corner for the second time. And what's the corner team saying at this point, Josh? What does Liam Dooley have to do to pull out a win here?
I think they're probably saying, okay, your shots are good, but let's be aware that we're not going to overextend on them. We're going to keep our base a little bit lower, and just be wary that penetration step is probably going to come in from Sheldon. So throw some varied strikes, okay? Let's get the feints with the knees going. Give him something to think about, that if he shoots deep, we're going to make him pay. But at this point, the wrestling of Antonio Sheldon is just far outweighing anything Liam Dooley can do.
Now, we've talked about the danger of giving up control periods in these 3-minute rounds, and Antonio Sheldon really using the clock to his advantage. He's been able to keep control for long periods, not taking too many risks. Excellent gamesmanship from the FCPC man. Sheldon still looking fresh heading into the third, as is Dooley. Both men still looking light on their feet in the center of the cage. And we've seen some interesting striking combinations from both in previous rounds. Are we going to see some more of that here in the third?
Yeah, both rounds so far have started with a good exchange on the feet, and they've actually, funnily enough, all started with Dooley landing a hook.
Oh, some big shots from Dooley. Looked like he buzzed Antonio Sheldon there.
Yeah, Sheldon needs to get on his bike and start looking for that shot. Clearly, if he stands in the pocket, that is where Dooley is strongest. So I suggest it's probably not where Sheldon should be.
And as much as Dooley probably needs the finish, he should be aware of getting stuck into a pattern of headhunting here. We know that Sheldon's keen for the takedown. He has been in previous rounds.
He's been throwing that open side kick 3 times so far. Has caught the elbow a couple of times, but it is a good strike. There it goes again.
Dooley trying to go upstairs there.
It just needs to set it up with something. It's not coming behind anything, so the guard's always in place. That's why he's catching the elbow, catching the shoulder.
And again connecting, and again looking like he may have buzzed Antonio Sheldon, landing the left hook.
Yeah, that left hook is kind of, you can see the right hand of Sheldon is not being kept high except when he touches his hair.
Got to keep looking immaculate in the FCC cage. The world is watching after all.
I mean, Sheldon needs to keep that right hand high. He needs to start looking with a bit more head movement and try and set up some of these angles.
And Dooley complaining of being hit low there. The referee nonplussed. Going down to the body there was Liam Dooley, perhaps trying to set the big shot up rather than just looking for the one bomb.
This is a much better round for Dooley so far, and you know why? Sheldon hasn't shot once.
Sheldon trying the head kick there, didn't land clean at all. And the punches of Dooley still looking precise. Left hook again from Dooley.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make it sound like Sheldon's not having success on the feet, because he is landing strikes, but Dooley is landing certainly the more punishing blows at this point.
And there can't be much longer left on the clock. Sheldon gritting his teeth and throwing punches here as well. Dooley trying to walk him down. And the pace has really kicked into gear in the striking phase in this third round. Another left hook from Liam Dooley.
And this is all going to feed into the confidence for Dooley as well as he lands another short hook, and that one definitely wobbled the FCPC man.
Final few seconds of the round. And we saw Dooley throw a last grasp strike. Sheldon with the takedown to finish the round. And Josh, we may see a bit of heartbreak there because Dooley came on so strong in that third round, but of course Antonio Sheldon without question taking the first two frames.
Unless you are going to score that third round at 10-8, that is absolutely going the way of Antonio Sheldon. But it's interesting because there was a lot of damage landed. Then again, he didn't knock him down. So you've got to credit the chin of Sheldon, and that definitely saw him through what was, to be fair, a very tough third round for him.
Absolutely, Sheldon too, getting his licks in on the feet. I'd be very surprised if that was a 10-8 round. Still a fantastic effort by both men, both amateurs, still in that phase of their career where the wins and the losses don't necessarily mean everything. It's what they do in the cage, and I think both men are going to take a lot away from this contest, Josh.
Absolutely.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to our judges this evening. With a unanimous decision, your winner in the red corner, Antonio Sheldon. And let's hear for his opponent, let's hear for Liam Dooley.
Awesome. You're gonna have a so fucking shit tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to welcome back to the ring the new FCC amateur lightweight champion, Tim Barnett. Tim, you just saw the #1 contender fight. What did you think of the action there?
Great fight, really enjoyed watching it.
And are you looking forward to taking on Antonio and Sheldon in the future FCC event?
It was a great match, he's a great fighter, so I look forward to it.
Well, that's going to be a huge fight on FCC later this year. Antonio, Sheldon, Tim Barnett, we're going to face off here for the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the next FCC amateur lightweight title fight.
Exciting, Jesus! Well done, Ando, mate. Awesome fight. Good job, man. Thank you.